Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for another Who the F*** Said That? Who are you that do not know your history? Who the fuck said that?
Who are you?
That do not know your history.
Someone who can't read good.
That was my thought. When I found this, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But it kind of works in with the character, so...
You're not Allie. You're not even literate. On that basis, I have no idea, so I'm going to guess strong bad.
Strong bad.
Oh, no.
No, he's good.
The person that poses as the second time around, not Allie or Allie's sister.
Well, no, it's none of them. To find out who the said that, hang around till after the show. Let's get into it. Welcome to episode 237 of Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast. Today is Thursday, the 1st of November 2018. I am your host, Snoogs, and here with me are my wonderful co-hosts, Remutha and Grejio. Good evening, lady and gentlemen. How are you this evening?
I'm good, y'all.
You all good? You all good?
Yeah. I'm all good.
Oh, it's starting to leak over into everyday society, isn't it?
Totally.
All right.
I know. I'm getting confused between cars and horses at the moment, so
Yep.
it's good fun.
1 horsepower as opposed to 500.
Yeah.
So there's a slight difference.
Just there are, especially in the controls. And if you get them mixed up, you're in all sorts of trouble.
Trouble aplenty. Well, before we start, here is this week's show in preview. We've got, as always, video game discussion, then everybody's favourite segment, What's That Sound? And to finish it off, last words. Now on to video game discussion. Alright guys, I'm going to start it off this week and go for a run because, well, we've all got pretty much one game to talk about, don't we? Red Dead Redemption number 2.
Yeah.
Now, for those listening along, it's just shy of a week since Red Dead's 2's released. And I'll kick it off with a bit of news first. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the second biggest entertainment launch of all time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Of all time.
Of all time. I'm getting some conflicting reports because I've got one here that says that it's the second biggest, and I've got another one that says it's the biggest entertainment launch of all time.
What defines an okay, I guess what are the parameters for entertainment? Like entertainment first, or like what is entertainment as it's defined in this instance? Are we talking about like against movies and stuff like that?
Well, I would assume so.
That's pretty big.
Well, according to this, so this is from the Telegraph in the UK. It's made $750 million in retail sales through its first 3 days on sale.
Jeez.
So,
Is that just for the game, or is that like collector's shit?
Well, that's details released by Rockstar, so I'm assuming that's everything.
Right.
So everything Red Dead Redemption that's gone on sale, whether it be collector's editions or whatever, it's gone on and made 725. It eclipses the 640.5 million of Avengers: Infinity War, which is the highest grossing of any film in history.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's impressive.
That's not bad. So this one says it's behind Grand Theft Auto 5, But because Grand Theft Auto 5 was released on a Tuesday and Red Dead's released on the Friday, it's classified as the biggest opening weekend of anything ever. So that's not too bad.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Well, congratulations, Red Dead.
Okay.
Did someone just fall over?
My wife was trying to get onto Stan and it wasn't working for her. And in a huff on the way out, she decided to destroy all my collectibles. Or maybe she just bumped into them. I'm not sure yet.
Bumped, pushed me in.
Okay, I'm getting in trouble now. Well, guys, how much have you loved it? Have you loved it? Have you hated it? Have you been as pissed off as I have as the controls? Have you punched your horse in the face?
On purpose or by accident?
Skrill in the chat. Yes, I have.
Yes to all the above.
Well, to be fair, like if you're going to be in games, you have to at least try it once to be a Mongo and punch out a horse.
Just to see what happens, even though we all know what happened.
It doesn't matter where you hit him from, because I've tried it.
Opposite end of the horse, do it back legs in your face.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you're hitting from, whether you're standing to the side of the horse, in front of the horse, anywhere. As soon as you hit it, it turns around and boots you one.
Horse brutality going on here. It's an experiment, I swear.
Look, I will say the controls, yeah, they're taking a bit to get used to. They're frustrating. But I don't think it's unjustified. What they're trying to cram into the controls is pretty in depth.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to require you getting a little bit used to it. There's not too many games that are like this. I don't even think GTA is this complicated. GTA's
controls feel dated and frustrating. Only because I haven't been playing it. Yep. And Red Dead reminds me of it. The only thing that I don't like is the when you highlight someone and to talk to them or to say howdy or antagonize or anything like that. It's the same button as pulling your weapon. So there's been many a times when I've gone to talk to a shopkeeper and haven't quite been highlighting them and pulled the weapon.
I don't get this, because you're playing on PlayStation, obviously.
Yes.
I'm playing on Xbox. Now, to highlight someone is left trigger.
Yep.
To pull out your weapon is the left bumper. So for me, they're two different buttons. Yes, they're right next to each other, but they're not the same.
No, because when I pull out... to take it out of the holster or put it back in the holster, it's L1 or left bumper. Same on the PlayStation. But if you're walking around, and usually it's because I've got the gun in my hand because I'm just being a twat. Because let's face it, that's me in a game.
So
there's your first problem.
Yes.
So it goes aim down sights.
Yes.
Put your gun away, Pat.
Yeah, well, that's
I am an outlaw. I will walk around with my gun out.
Well, then
and that's not a euphemism.
You want to talk to someone, it's going to be with the barrel of your gun.
Well,
welcome to outlaw life.
Yeah. I've tried to be nice. I have tried. And then, I was riding along, minding my own business, and a train cut me off. So I jumped on the train. And then I'm just walking along going, oh, this is nice, and oh, I need some of that, and I need some of that, and finding bits and pieces of shit everywhere. And then someone goes, you can't get on, you can't be here. All right, I'll diffuse the situation. I'll try to diffuse it anyway. Then he pulls out a gun and starts shooting at me. So, of course, I shoot him. And then he falls off the back of the train, and then apparently I'm a train robber. And so I've gone...
That's how that works.
That's pretty much the mechanics of the game.
And then it's kind of like, well, if I'm robbing the train, Why? Okay, there's bounty hunters after me now. Why is the train slowing down? Who said for this train to stop? Screw the lot of you. Run to the front of the train, shoot the driver, and take over. And I went for a little joyride in a nice steam engine, blowing the whistle as I'm driving along, and then I got shotgunned in the back of the head. But it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, look. See, now I haven't purposely gone out of my way for those kinds of shenanigans yet. However,
Oh, it wasn't
I did
purposeful, it
mistake-
just kind of happened.
I did mistake my horse for a car at one point.
All right.
So I jumped on my horse and went to accelerate my horse with the right trigger, which is hip fire.
Yep.
It
Yes.
just so happened there was a stagecoach rolling past me at the time, and I just happened to be looking sideways, and I shot the horse clean in the head as it rode past. Funnily enough, in this game, there is a cruelty to animals
Yes!
situation,
Yes, there is.
which is illegal and gives you a bounty.
Yes.
So I had to ride like hell out of that town because everyone all of a sudden thought I was a horse murderer, when really all I was doing was trying to accelerate my horse.
I had my horse at a gallop and then slowed down. I was still going decently, and a bloke did the howdy partner as I rode past, but I was
Yep.
still going too quick, and his dog ran out in front of me.
Oh.
I runned it over a dog. Complete
Yeah,
another accident. I didn't mean to do it. I wouldn't do it. I've pat every dog. Skrill in the chat. Whoa! I've patted,
No.
you know. I say every dog's a good dog. You know, well done. I always give them praise. Cats, fuck off. But nice. Always nice to the puppies. But yeah, this one I've just mowed it down, and of course there were 3 people. Oh my god, cruelty to animals! You're the worst person in the world. $25 bounty on my head. Ah,
Yep.
Where's the horizon for avoidance when you need it?
yes.
To be fair, there is way too much onus on you as the horse driver for people running out in front of you. Because,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
like people walk out in front of you and you're at a full gallop. You can't stop in time. You whack them, right? And then all of a sudden it's like unarmed assault. You're just like, come on.
Come on, what are you doing to
It's
me?
almost too easy to get in trouble with the law in this game. It's almost like it's begging you to just go fuck it. I'm going all outlaw on this shit.
Absolutely, yeah, no, definitely. You make some good progress, and then all of a sudden you're finding yourself back in the red. You're like, how did that happen? I'm sure I was
Yes.
being good.
Yeah, I definitely was trying to be good there. But anyway,
And just a bit of a public service announcement as well. When you do have a bounty, you can, you know, first and foremost, make sure you got no cash on you, because it just gets taken away. You can either pay it off at a post office, or 2, when you get found by the bounty hunters, just get off and surrender. You'll go and have a little bit of a cutscene as you're sitting in jail, and then you're good. You know, on you go, boys will be boys.
Yep.
Except for the area that's where you're wanted dead or alive.
there's
Yeah.
no surrendering.
There's no surrendering. And if you thought the cops in GTA were bad,
Nah. Nah.
they just
No,
pop
this
up out of
brutal.
nowhere, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you got a posse.
Brutal.
He's getting away from us.
I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, Rem got me in trouble with those guys because
I'm sure she
I
did.
was riding towards a mission,
Totally.
and she's like, "Hey, look at that horse over there. I want to know what that horse is." So I stopped, rode off my line, and at the moment that I did that and went to chase this horse to try and find out what it was,
Boom.
came out of nowhere. And of course, I'm riding towards a ridge. I've got no way out. So I'm just like, I try to circle back around, and I just get gunned down like a dog. Cold-hearted. I was dead. That was it. There was nothing. I was just lying on the ground, fucked up,
Yes.
with a million bullets in me. And I mean a million. Those motherfuckers know how to shoot.
Yeah.
My horse was riddled. I was riddled. I looked like Bonnie and Clyde both together.
Speaking of horses, now
Yo.
I've got some more funny little things that have happened to me in the game and that I've seen, which I'll go into a bit more. But There's a
pooping.
mission where you go searching for a bear, and the first thing to do is to get yourself a new horse.
Yep.
And did you get the little one? It was like $15 or something, or?
No, I took the freebie. I'm a cheap bastard.
Oh, you took the free one.
I took the $15 one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, so I was right. It's kind of comically small, this horse, when you compare it to everyone else.
Absolutely.
I kind of rode it. I walked out of the stable with it and jumped on it, and then the other bloke comes up. It's like, oh.
It's emphasised by the fact you just hopped off a Shire, which is like a massive. It's like,
Yeah, you get onto this tiny little thing. Anyway, I had a moment out in the wild, and I had to put it down.
Oh no!
And I'm serious. I think I fell off something. I shouldn't have been there. I was Skyrimming anyway. Off in the distance somewhere. And I fell. So I fell, and myself and the horse are tumbling down this area that I shouldn't have gone anyway. I think I might have been trying to get away from someone. And it comes up that, the horse is out and you have to use something to revive it. I didn't have anything left. Like, I didn't have anything to revive it. So there was another button there, which I wasn't really thinking at the time. It was late, and it did say kill, but I didn't read it properly. And next thing you know, it went bang! I'm like, oh. it was kind of like, well, now what do I do with my saddle? So here's me walking across the plains with my saddle in my hands. Screw. While we're carrying on here with Red Dead as well, welcome to Skrill and welcome to Radicus. How are you doing, guys? Skrill thinks I'm playing with the animal cruelty cheat on. I'm not meaning to. I am the furthest from animal cruel that you could get.
It's only a cheat if you're getting some benefit out of it.
Yeah, I'm not getting benefit.
There is zero benefit to hurting any animal in this game. That's not true.
That's not true.
Anything but a horse, a cat, or a dog.
Yeah.
Every other thing that has a heartbeat, go for it.
Kill it. Just remember, before you shoot anything, you've got to say it's coming right for us.
Yes.
That's right.
Dead horses, dog food, helping animals. There you go. Thanks, Radicus.
Feeding the dog.
So,
wow.
Well, I'll put a few of my little giggle moments aside. What sort of weird and wonderful things have you encountered out and about?
So, I found a house of dead people.
Say what?
A house of dead people.
Okay.
I'm not just like talking like a family of, like a couple that are dead, or like a family of four. I'm talking about like there's been something. There's something seriously fucked up that's gone wrong with this scenario, in which a room full of people, one sitting at like a table, sort of like the supreme leader kind of thing, about to drink the Kool-Aid kind of thing. Sitting up the front, and then there's like a whole bunch of other bodies that are like lying in the bed, in these beds, and there's like a good dozen or so beds in this room, and they're all full of bodies, and they're all dead. So I'm wondering whether there was like this, good night, you kings of Maine kind of scenario going on. And then
okay.
Yeah, I know that went dark real quick, didn't it? I know. Yeah, I was just wondering whether there was something like that. But yeah, look, it was weird to say the least. So
that's the weird and wonderful shit they've come. They just all this weird stuff that pops up around the place. How about yourself, Rem?
I haven't had much beyond what you guys have for as far as the weird and wonderful, to be honest. I feel like I'm missing all the good spots in the game. I mean, I've had some people glitch out pretty badly on me, but for the most part, it's all been pretty tame, really.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've got a whole raft of things because we all know I've been likened to Doug from Up when it comes to these sorts of games. Squirrel.
Yep.
And that's of no difference here. Before it come out, Lucas and I talked about doing a spoiler cast like we did for Spider-Man and doing a spoiler cast for Red Dead. And then Luke looked straight at me and went, "No, you'll never finish the damn thing." And he might have me there. So I've been trying to get through the story, but yeah, I've found dinosaur bones for lands.
Nice.
I found a witch, or someone who wanted to be a witch, who really was just probably a crazy old lady trying to get me to get off her land, but then her dogs attacked me, so I killed everyone, including her, and then took all her booze. I found a rather creepy little spot, so I thought I'll set up camp and wait for Redicus's ex-wife is everywhere. So I found a creepy little spot that was creepy during the day. It sounded weird during the day.
It's the misty area.
No, this was it was an old fort that was sort of run down, and
the rundown fort.
Yeah, there was two buildings.
Did you
still
set up camp near there? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Did you get the "you got a pretty mouth" people rock up?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I got the Klansman rock up.
Oh, wow.
Klansman. Wow.
Yeah.
No,
So
I got some
seen this.
backward ass
Wow.
rednecks that threatened to, that I need to get off their land.
no, because what I so
You know what I mean?
I set up camp, and then because it was a really weird sort of spot, I went, screw it, I'm low on health, I'll just sleep till night time. So I just slept to the night and then woke up, and it's beautiful. And I've got some screenshots I'm going to start putting up over the next few days, and I've got video of a lot of things as well. And so I've gone, okay, pulled down the camp, set off into the bush, and then you hear sort of chanting and hail and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Look over into the woods, and sure as shit, there's a clan meeting, and they've got the big wooden cross, and everyone around the white pointy hat cloaks and shit. So I'm like, all right, no worries. So I get off the horse and I just walk in to where they're all there, and no one pays attention to me. So I'm just like, okay, let's see where this goes. And it was, you had to, they were initiating a new member. And so I'm getting ahead of myself. That's why I'm laughing. They're initiating a new member. They go through you've got to go and accept the light, and they set the cross on fire, and everyone's cheering and carrying on, and then two of them catch fire, and I just sit there and watch them burn, and then I get in trouble because you just let a good man die. And it was it was weird and wonderful. I've found a very creepy cave that as soon as you go into it, it sounds like something's growling at you, but because I didn't have a torch or anything, I couldn't see. There's bones scattered all over, like still carcasses sort of shaped, still all over the ground. And there's that. I found a crazy old dude that was gold panning. And when I went, because it came up like an interaction on the map. So I'm like, oh, cool, I can, maybe I can do gold panning or something. So I went over to see him. He's like, would you give me my space? I'm like, oh, sorry, mate. And he goes, I told you to get out of here. And comes over and throws a punch at me. I'm like, oh, okay. So, wow. Of course, I fight back, thinking, oh, yeah, I'm just going to knock him out or, push him over or he'll stop something along those lines. No, it goes to death, and so he's dead. So I'm like, all right, cool. Check what he's got on him. Bit of money, bit of this, bit of that. A really dicky little miners, like a little panner's hat, which I steal that as well. And then I throw him into the river and go, bye, as he floats down to the next county. And then
The worst I had. Oh wow.
the piece de resistance. Oh, this is the funniest bit that I had.
Yeah,
So, riding past someone, and I overtook him and said howdy, and then stopped to do something. Then they've overtaken me, so then I've got back on the horse and gone past them again. And when I've gone past them again, you looking to get shot, boy? I'm like, what? Okay. So I stopped, thinking, what's going on here? Did the diffuse. I didn't actually antagonise it this time. I tried to diffuse the situation. And then he started shooting at me. So, of course, I've shot back and hit him once. He's freaked out and started to run away. Like he's still on horseback. I'm like, no. You started this fight. We're going to finish it.
Now I'm antagonizing.
Now I'm going. Now you've got the full wrath of me. So I start shooting him and he drops. Little did I know, I didn't actually shoot him. I shot his horse.
Oh no.
Oh, there's another one. Another one I've put down.
Another one.
And he's gotten up, but as soon as he's gotten up, I put another bullet into him and dropped him. Went and looted the body. Then a witness comes along. Oh, I try to catch the witness to say, don't say anything, but he gets freaked out, runs away. All right, got to shoot him. Pick him up, hide him. Get this first bloke that I killed off the road. Another witness comes along. Oh, animal cruelty. I get the bounty for the animal cruelty. Not for the two dead guys that are in the bush.
No.
The animal that's still sitting in the middle of the road. Because I didn't get to one of the witnesses. They send a full posse after me and then gun me down in the street. Oh. It's been quite a weird and wonderful, and I can't believe how much of the world there actually is to do, and the amount of weird little things that you find in there.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. I obviously have not played enough of this game.
Yes, well, I haven't played as much as I would have liked, but my way of playing when I just go wandering off into the distance, I think that's where I've found a lot of stuff where it's, where does this road go?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. No, that's awesome.
And one of the coolest things, go into a snowy region, ride your horse at speed across a frozen lake.
And then try and pull up?
No. Well, yeah, that's funny. But no, I wasn't getting to the humour side of it. I was actually getting to the sound. It kind of makes, when you watch a TV show, it's sort of, you hear the noise. Being in Australia, I've not seen a frozen lake. But I kind of imagine listening to it on TV or a movie that the sound that it makes, that sort of pingy sort of noise when someone throws a rock across it or something, you get that same sort of echo. It's actually done really well.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I've done the hobo thing.
Yeah.
Where I just jump on a train and then sit on a train the whole time and just do the entire watch the countryside go by.
I've not done that yet.
No, I tried to do that and it was highly unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's because you were trying to jump on a train that was moving from a standstill.
Yeah.
You do have to get on your horse, ride beside it, and then jump off your horse onto the train. Or wait at the station, and when the train stops, then jump on it. Don't try and jump on a moving train.
To be fair, I did get the train to stop. But that was mostly because I was riding on top of it. And then got to want it.
Yep, they think you're trying to steal it.
So the trick is you do have to get on on one of the flatbed cars where all the cargo is stored, because there's no people on those, and you just find yourself a nice little quiet spot to sit where no one can see you, and you just watch. You hold down Y so he rests. He'll just he'll crouch down on the spot and just rest, and you can literally just watch the world go by, and you can see some amazing bits of country. There's like swamps and forests and alpine regions, and there's all sorts of cool places I've been to on the train. I've been through what's it called?
St. Denis?
Yeah, let's call it St. Denis, which is it's a massive town actually. It's like a city. It's this big industrial complex. It's nothing like what you've seen so far in the rest of the map. It's quite the metropolis.
Quite the hub.
Yes, quite the hub. I've been to a coal mining facility way up north. Just cool. Hunting alligators in the swamp. Snapping turtles. I've killed a couple of snapping turtles. I've been killed by a cougar thanks to my horse.
I'm starting to feel a little underwhelmed.
I had this cougar dead-eyed, right? He was coming at me. I dead-eyed. I had the target right between his eyes. Went to pull the trigger. Nothing happened. I'm like, something should happen here. Pull the trigger again. Nothing. I'm like, something is broken. Why am I not shooting? And then I realized that my feet are now up near my shoulders because my horse has reared and thrown me off, and now I'm flying to the ground with the cougar coming at me, unable to shoot this thing. I hit the ground, I get up just in time for the cougar to attack me and eat me. And I'm like, thanks, horse.
Yes.
Just a little bit more faith next time, motherfucker. I would have killed it. Oh, no, it's all good. No faith in me at all.
No.
So anyway, look, there's lots of shenanigans, but let's talk about some like legitimate things about the game besides the shenanigans. This is a beautiful game.
There's legitimate things. It's all this for a game of this size, it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Yeah.
You guys
even
on
on my
Xbox?
potato Xbox One.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Apart from the hair physics. Hair physics is a little off.
Yeah. Look. I'm gonna say on an OG Xbox there is a little bit of graininess. You can see it, but still, it still looks beautiful. Yeah. Look, is the misty areas like that mossy flats area where I met the rednecks. Like just in the dusk with the sun coming through, all that fog, it's very eerie. It has character about it. The alpine regions you feel cold just looking at them. The plains are beautiful. The sun, and in the canyon areas, you go at night. The sky is amazing. I got some amazing shots. Yeah, shots of the sky, like the constellation. You can see the Milky Way running through the sky. It is just beautiful.
And one other thing I wanted to bring up too is it feels alive.
Totally.
Because I have gone wandering off into the distance on quite a lot of areas. It feels like you're out in the wild. There's a lot of noises. There's a lot of things that sound like they're hunting you. I've had areas where I think a snake is going because I just kind of hear a hiss and a red dot will come up next to the road. But then when I go to look for something, there's nothing there. So I don't know if it's a snake or what it is. But
that's a snake. Yep.
Yeah, and
I've shot one before.
Oh, cool.
They're hard to kill, those little motherfuckers.
All right.
Let's try getting a perfect on that one.
Oh, fuck no. I'm having a hard enough time hitting a fucking perfect on a rabbit at the moment. It's fucking bullshit.
I think the only thing I got perfect on so far is a wild boar because their head's just fucking huge.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You got the biggest fucking head, just like, BAM! And they're actually relatively easy to kill with like a normal sized rifle. Anything that's got a same size head requires like a dozen 50 cal rounds through the eyes.
Yeah.
Like a bison. That thing must have a skull like a plate of solid steel. I'm pretty sure the bullets are ricocheting off the motherfuckers. So, anyway. Actually, some of the animals are really fucking hard to kill. Harder than they should be.
Yeah, I've not really come across anything like that yet. I've had a few elk, but they generally go down pretty easily. I found one of the big bopper ones, whatever. What are they called? The exotic animals or whatever it is. Anyway,
legendary animal.
Yep. So I found one of them. At least I think it was. It said I was in a legendary animal area, and there was an elk that was white, and it was big. Right,
yeah,
so
sounds it.
Sounds legendary.
Sounds legendary. No, Radicus, it was not a unicorn. I hadn't started drinking yet. And so this elk was in a lake, was in the water.
Yep.
And so I've gone, all right, cool. So I've kept on the edge of the water with my horse, keeping this thing spooked, keeping it in the water.
Yep.
Sweet, no worries. Put a whole lot of shots into its head. Eventually got it. Jumped, and it's floating in the water. Jumped off the horse, jumped in, went swimming after it. Thought, okay, I'll cheat here and I'll push it to the edge to get it out. Nothing popped up to say that I'd got a legendary animal or anything, so it might have just been a freak one. But as I'm pushing it towards the edge of the lake, it submerges and it's gone. It's like, oh, great. All right, fine. So I'll get out. Nope, you can't get out because pushing it to the edge of the lake used up all your stamina. Now we're going to make you drown. And that was it. Go and drown in this game. It's actually quite volatile.
Oh, I've got close, but I've not actually managed that. But he does sap a lot of stamina when he's in the water, doesn't he?
He does, yep.
Oh, crazy.
But it's a good way to build stamina, swimming. Swimming, I found.
Yep.
Sure.
I've almost killed my horse swimming. You think stamina dies in you quick. You should see a horse. It will fucking drown. It'll sink like a fucking stone 30 seconds into the water.
Oh, mine came swimming to me. I was sitting in a boat once in the middle of the river. My horse is like,
no.
I'm coming.
Yeah, when
like,
it's
no,
by
go
itself,
back.
but when you're on its back, riding it, no.
No way.
It doesn't take long.
Nah, it wouldn't.
Well, Skrill's put up a question in the chat. How many game-breaking glitches have you guys encountered? Have you encountered any?
Nothing game breaking.
No.
I've had NPCs drop in from nowhere and disappear behind things, but no, nothing too game breaking.
Yeah, I've not had to restart anything. I don't even really think I've had glitches. I've had clipping issues where I've been clipping half through a wall or something like that. Or an NPC's been doing it, or a body, when I've thrown a body somewhere and it's sort of half gone through something. But other than that, nothing so far.
I can't. I'm struggling to think of a single one I've had so far.
Yeah.
Like, I've had dumb shit happen, but that's more just you doing stupid shit. The physics of the game working around that. But I wouldn't call them a glitch, so to speak. Like, I went to get off my horse in one instance, and as I got off my horse, I fell and managed to fall back onto my horse. And, like, it's no harm, no foul. Like, I did this awkward, like, it was one of those, like, YouTube fails where you see someone, like, fall over, but then they somehow manage to end up in the exact same spot as they were, and they can just sort of go, was anyone watching me? No? Good. All right.
Take two.
And then, technically, that never happened. It's kind of that sort of thing. So, short of that, like, but yeah, that's the worst I've sort of gotten. But that, like I said, that was more about where I was trying to get off my horse, and just the physical area wasn't sort of available. So.
Well, Skrill might have recorded it. So if you have, mate, flick it through. We'll have a look. We'll post it up for you.
I recorded my horse incident, so I'm happy to show everyone that.
Yeah, we can throw a few of them together.
And Rem's understeer video is pretty funny too. I don't know how many times I've watched that, but it still makes me chuckle.
It's funny every single time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get animal cruelty for that.
I don't know, I'm surprised your horse got up after that. I'm surprised you didn't need to revive it. That was
I was expecting to.
That was definitely your horse should have been at least winded at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Well, without giving away any spoilers, Rem, what have you thought of the story so far? Have you played?
I'm enjoying it. I'm a bit like you. I play a lot of side missions. And I get distracted, and then I go wandering and just looking at stuff. But what I've played of the story, I'm enjoying. I like that there's life in even the smaller stories. I like that I can get so wrapped up in side missions. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely some tensions within the game, and it'd be interesting to see where the game goes with that. I think some of it might be a bit predictable if you've played the first game, but I've not played. I've only watched the first game, so I have limited knowledge anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically noob to the story, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. What about yourselves?
Well, Greg, what about yourself, mate?
Look, I'm kind of the same. I like the story, and yeah, Rem's right. There's clearly some tensions that are built into, and there's some things where you feel like you can feel where the story's kind of going. Having said that, it doesn't move very quickly. This game is very slow moving. I don't know how many hours I've put into it so far, but I've put in a decent amount. I'm gonna suggest I've put in at least 10 hours so far, roughly.
How many hours of those have been poker?
No, not that many.
I've only played about an hour of poker.
Yeah. But it is slow, so it's not for the faint of heart. Like the beginning missions, it takes a long time for everything to get unlocked here, and even after now, I still feel like there's stuff locked off to me that I want to do that I can't do because they're just capping. They're capping things off and drip feeding them to you just to try and keep you.
Yeah.
Just to draw out the length of the game.
I kind of feel that as well.
I don't. But at the same time, while I go, that's quite an obvious, shitty thing to do. I don't feel like that's an overly bad thing with the enormity of this map and how much there is to do. I think if they just gave it to you all too quickly, you would be severely overwhelmed, and there'd be stuff that you just wouldn't master or get a handle of because you're too busy trying to get everything all at once. I think they're trying to drip feed it to you, so you try and practice those skills, get them locked down, and then they'll give you something else, and you can practice those skills, get it locked down. And that way you're not sort of overwhelmed, and you're not forgetting things, and you come 20 hours later, you're like, oh, I need to do that. How do I do that again? Kind of thing. I feel that's a bit of the reason they're doing it. I also think there's a bit of it is to try and keep the longevity of the game, to get those hours up. But to be fair, there is so much to do in this game. I don't think it really required lengthening. I'm going to guess that some of the side stuff is going to get repetitive. There's going to be a bit of same-ishness to it, but you get that. Like it's really, like we always complain about that in open world games, but that's a really hard thing to overcome. To try and create a game that's got 200 plus hours of play in it, and then not have stuff that repeats. Yeah. That's a big hill to climb. So you get that. You kind of got to take that hand in hand with the game type. But once again, you just got to create your own fun to break up the monotony. Like I said, we're sitting here doing weird, wonderful shit that we like. There's no challenge or there's no task for you to jump on a train and just travel around the world. But I do it. You're on it long enough, it goes into cinematic mode by itself, and it's like watching a movie. You find your own little things to do and just to break up the monotony of everything. But the story, I think the story. Look, the first one, the first Red Dead story was really good, and I think this one's going to be just as good. All said and done.
I think so as well. I've probably got about 5 more hours than you in it.
Yep.
Give or take, about that.
Which, story-wise, can mean nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, I've done all this. No, I've still got one mission to do still in the main camp. Everything else has moved outside of the camp. Or I've got them half done or something. I don't know, but I've only got one yellow thing in the camp. One thing I do have to say is, I think is it Micah?
Mm-hmm.
He's a twat.
Yeah, he is.
I don't want to help him again.
No.
Next time someone says to help him, I'm just going to put a bullet in him.
Yeah, you do it. Because if I do it, it's not going well.
Dutch, the leader of the gang, because I have gone off on a tangent and done a few different things away from the story, and I've been gone for 4 or 5 days at a time.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back, and Dutch will be walking through the camp and go, "Look, Arthur, can you please go and help so-and-so?" It's like, yeah, what? When did Preston Harvey turn up?
G'day everyone, editing Lucas here, just jumping in with a correction. That was a nice little reference there to Preston Garvey. Not Preston Harvey. Just a correction there. Back to the show. See ya.
What's going on here? Squirrel's put in the chat, who's done the drunk mission?
Yes. Oh my god. So, is it spoilers if we say how we ended that? Because that ends different ways.
Yeah, we've worked out already between me and Rem, we've ended it in 2 different ways.
There's different endings.
Yeah.
Good.
Did you open the door twice? I only opened it once and then laughed and walked away.
I opened it twice.
You opened it twice? Why?
Oh, wow.
Because it's funnier the second time.
Yeah, okay. So, depending on how you do without spoiling anything, with how well you do at the end will determine where you wake up in the morning. Let's put it that way.
That's the easy way to say it.
Okay. Yep. We'll talk more about that off air.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah. Just don't want to spoil it for anyone that's yet to play it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's by far one of the funniest missions so far.
Yeah, it is. It's very clever and it's very enjoyable.
Skrill's asked the PM. We'll talk about it after we stop recording, Skrill, if you're still here, mate.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about it after the recording.
Well, yeah. So far, it's going quite well. I've been enjoying it. I've only really played one other game this week, which I played last night. Thanks to Zach. No.
I am so sad I missed that. I wanted to see that so much.
You've convinced me not to play this game, I'm telling you right now.
You needed convincing?
Mate.
Well, not convinced, confirmed.
Well, have you guys got anything else on Red Dead that you want to talk about, or?
Not really. Look, it's a beautiful game. It's a solid game. It's Rockstar. Like they very very rarely fail to hit the mark. So if you want a quality game, there's going to be well worth the money you spend on it, because you're definitely going to sink the hours into it, and it'll be entertaining. Even just playing out the story, definitely have a crack at it. It's well, getting past the controls are going to be a little bit getting used to, but once you get there, I think it's well worth the visit. So
yeah, I agree. If you're willing to invest the time, it's a great and gorgeous game. And also I'm loving my little horse collection that I've got going on. I'm a little bit addicted to this.
Squirrel's asking about the karma system. So
Karma system. Yeah.
there is a karma system in the game. So you can choose how you want to play this game. If you want to be a straight out bad guy, you can be a straight out bad guy. If you want to be the good guy, be the good guy. If you want to, it's not digital. It's pretty analog. You can play the grey area. At the moment, I'm just on slightly good side of center.
I'm pretty left of center.
I try to be right, but
You're
I
in
am
the
like
red?
somewhere in the left.
You're in the red. Look, maybe it's just because I'm nice to the bums and stuff like that are asking for money. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Just take the money.
Yeah,
I made friends with a Civil War vet.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, me too.
He
Yeah.
gave me a hug. Calls me brother.
Aww. You're so sweet.
Yeah. I'm the only friend he's ever had, apparently.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So he says.
Except for the one that got killed during the
Yeah.
war. So,
Spoilers.
hey, you may never get there. That's the joy of this game. I've been spoiling nothing for you. You might turn around and tell that guy to fuck off, and then that's it. You never hear But yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll finish that up there. G'day to Kaz. He's just jumped in to say to the live chat as well. So welcome, mate. We'll move on to my other game that I've been playing this week, which, yes, I played last night. Last night being Halloween night. And it was... Oh, shit, what was it called? Outlast.
At last.
I just went completely blank. Someone reached in and took that out of my head. I've blocked it out already.
Forgotten it. Yeah.
So, I love horror movies. I love horror TV shows. Anything that gives you that thrill of fear, I really enjoy it. Except for video games. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't understand why. I just don't function well. The body does not like it. So I put a call out on the Facebook page to see what we should play. So I had Outlast installed from I think it was the Game Pass, and that a few people asked me about that, and also Alien Isolation. So I was going to play either. Ended up being Outlast that was ready first, so we went with that. First point that got me was I hadn't even got into the building yet. So you go and I think Mr. Smartass Lucas puts up in the chat, because I was streaming this so everyone could see my levels of fear just go through the roof. Lucas has put up in the chat that something about clowns, watch out for the clown, or something along those lines. And I have stopped.
Wow.
Dead.
Wow.
I just stood there and looked at the camera. No bullshit. Is there any clowns in this game? Tell me now, is there clowns in this game? And then I sort of said that for a couple of seconds, and then I went, "Oh, they'll be evil clowns. I'll be fine with that. So that's all right." It kept going along. It wasn't long. I was just, I got into the building, and literally the first room you get into,
Yep.
you climb up and you climb into this window, and as soon as you step into the window, all the lights in the room goes out, a weird noise happens, and it's a whole lot of nope, really. So,
Nope.
it was just that was exactly what was going through my head. I turned around and jumped back out the window.
Yeah, I remember when this game first came out, I watched a stream of it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just thinking, the premise of this game is completely broken.
Yep.
Like, you walk up to that place and you're just like, hell no, I'm not going in there. Not alone. I'm not breaking in. I'm not going in by myself. Definitely not going at nighttime. You can fuck this for a joke. I'm out.
You walk up to the front door. There's armoured vehicles there. that are just sitting there. There's no one around. The front door's barricaded. Fuck off. I'm going back home.
The armored dudes are fucked. I'm not staying. I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm just playing. I'm like, oh,
Pulitzer Prize my ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, nope. I'm going home to have a scotch. I've pushed on and I've got inside and I'm moving through these areas, and then I'm playing it like a little bitch. I am sneaking. I am peeking out of the corners. Like, I'm peeking the same way that I peek when I'm playing Siege. Like, head out, then back in, doing the side to sides, trying to see what's down the hallway. And then, of course, I get a little bit, okay, yeah, we're just walking along, all right, there's not too much here yet. It's only early in the game. What's the worst that could happen? Open a door, bang, body slams into the door right in front of me. It's just like, back up. Everyone, the chat just fills up with everyone laughing at me. And yeah, I lasted an hour and 25 minutes in that game.
Oh, well done.
To be fair, that's probably an hour more than me.
Yeah.
Than I would have done. I pretty much would have shat myself in the first 5 minutes and going, yeah, nah, you know what? This isn't doing me any favors.
My anxiety is through the fucking roof.
Yeah, the blood pressure was up, everything was going.
Yeah, gonna need some other sort of medication to help me out of this.
Yeah, so we had a whole lot of people jump in and throw some ideas over on the Facebook page, and the original idea come from Zach. So thanks a lot for that, mate. He was there, good old Star Killer, and he was having a laugh and helping me through and trying to, he's played it and telling me which way to go, but not telling me, sort of thing as well. Like, he's like, oh, I hate this bit. I'm like, really, dude?
Don't tell me that before I do it.
No, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's it. I'm not going now.
Yeah, I'm done. No, see you later. And it got to the stage where it was like, all right, I'm exhausted. I've got to turn this off. I'm sorry, everyone. I wanted to stay streaming longer, but thank you so much. See you later. Bye-bye. Went and laid in bed, then heard every single noise that this house makes. So I come back out and played Red Dead for another hour.
Where's that episode? Where's that DVD of the Little Rascals? I need to watch it right now.
Little Rascals, mate. My Little Pony was looking inviting. It was shocking.
Yeah. Look, there's a certain series on Netflix at the moment that I'm contemplating, which you have watched, and I have the feeling I would end up similarly.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Yep. You have to.
Yep. I will watch it.
It's
then.
good.
On your recommendation, and I shall blame you if I hate it.
It takes because it's just after Halloween. I'm assuming it's The Haunting of Hill House you're talking about.
That is correct.
Yes. It's kind of it's got the premise of a horror movie spread out over 10 episodes.
Sure.
So it's got that build up, that tension, and everything. Like it's pretty much a horror movie. I've stretched out, really, but it is so well done. You'll like it. You'll get into it.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Sounds good.
What other stuff you got, guys? Anything much?
I've got a fair bit of news actually.
Okay, cool.
So I got 2 bits of Fallout 76 news.
So do
You
I.
want to go through that?
Yeah.
You got 2 bits as well?
I've got 2 bits of Fallout 76 news.
Okay. Let's hope they're not the same.
I reckon.
Would you like to take turns? Let's take turns, and that way we at least get at least one crack by the cherry
50-50.
each.
Okay.
And then we might get a second if we're not doubling up. All right, so my first one is about a glitch.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. We haven't doubled up on that one. All right, so there was a glitch in the PC version of the beta.
Mm-hmm.
which during there was a problem with the launching client, where while there was a progress bar showing the downloading progress for the game.
Yeah.
If you say got a bit antsy or just accidentally clicked on one of the buttons on the screen while it was doing its thing, it would restart the entire 50 gig download.
Oh,
Ouch.
Yeah.
wow.
It was catching some people out. Like, even just accidentally click on one of the buttons, that would be it. It would just completely restart the whole data download. If you already had the game, if you managed to be, it would just download, restart the whole thing, screw you over. So to say sorry, Bethesda have extended the beta period to an extra session this Thursday. So if you're on PC, check it out. I'm not sure exactly of the timing, but yeah, I don't, and I'm not sure whether it extends to consoles as well. But check it out. See if it's available if you're still playing. So that's my first bit of Fallout news.
Very good. Nice.
What's your first bit?
On the 10th of November, just 4 days before the official release of Fallout 76, join 4 up-and-coming engineers as they achieve flight upon one of the most feared creatures of the post-apocalyptic world of West Virginia, the Scorch Beast.
I thought you were going to say a Boeing 747B.
The next line of the news release starts off, at this year's Red Bull Flug Tag? Flug Tag? A team from the Uni of Newcastle... Whatever it is. Uni of Newcastle School of Engineering will rid the shores of cataclysmic evil as they glide the beast from the sanctity of civilization. So, these 4 people from the Uni of Newcastle are going in Red Bull's whatever.
Flutag.
Why is it Flug Tag?
That's how it's spelt, but it's pronounced Flutag.
Flutag.
Because I'm assuming it's a German. They're German words, so they're pronounced Flutag.
Okay.
Flutag. Because, Red Bull's German as well, so.
Is it? There you go. Learn something new every day. Wonder what that pushed out.
Your home winemaking course. You can drive again.
So yes, there's. I got this information today. I'm going to put up some details on the website, AussieGamersExpress.com, which will have a photo. We've got Jack Piercy, Jackson Woodbine, Sam Harrison, and Cameron Lavelle, all from obviously the Uni of Newcastle, 19 and 20 years old, and they're going to jump and try and achieve flight on the back of the Scorch Beast.
That looks pretty amazing, actually. I was watching the ads for it today, even.
Yeah.
I like this one at Macquarie. Yeah, I'm up for that. It looks amazing.
Yeah, so it looks very cool. Bit of fun anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's a fun event. It's held every year. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I've got some pretty cool pictures to show off as well, which I'll put them up on the website.
Cool.
Rem, you got any news floating around?
What about the other Fallout 7?
Well, we'll come back to them.
I thought we were going to do like.
All right,
one,
we'll
we're
go.
gonna
All right,
go back and forth and
go
get it
on.
done.
It's all good.
Go on.
It's all good.
All right. So my second one, since you didn't steal my second one, was the Bethesda, Hyperbeast, and Microsoft have gotten together for
Helmets for Habitat.
So these guys have organized a bunch of artists to do designs on life-size T-51 power armor helmets, and some of them are really, really cool looking. And then they're auctioned on paddle8.com, which is the word paddle, like paddling, the number 8.com. and the money is going to the charity Habitats for Humanity, which is a Aussie organisation whose ethos is they believe stable and secure homes create the foundation for change. So anything to do with in the world, whether it be locally or internationally, where people are without a house or within disaster areas, or just there's some local initiatives to help with homelessness, as well as irrigation and anything to do with helping people have a home. They look into and help out, trying to get everyone into what they believe is a fundamental right of being in a safe place that people can call home.
Mm-hmm.
So so check it out. Go to paddle8.com.
Or better yet,
there's a
go
lot
to
of helmets.
AussieGamersExpress.com.
That too. There will be a link.
Yes,
go there.
There will be a link. This is another bit of information that I got earlier today. More of a breakdown, because this is a worldwide event, and we have artists from all over the world. I think it was 19, something along those sorts of lines. Anyway, 3 of those artists are actually from Australia. So we've got Lauren Windsor, who's a tattoo artist, and quite a very good one. I've had a look at a bit of her work. Mulga is a street artist and illustrator, and Sam Green, self-made 2D animator. And so there's some details on our website about the helmets that they've done. They've actually finally been able to release them. There's links on there to their social media stuff. You can go and have a look at what they do. There's also details on how they come about doing this and where they got the inspiration from for the actual finished product, which is pretty good.
Yeah. And there's heaps of helmets to look at. But one's already sold out. One's sold, sorry.
Okay.
Already. But there's still heaps there, and they range from, I think, anywhere from $200 to there's one that's up to $1,000. That's already bid at $1,000. But it's ridiculously cool. The guy that's gone to the trouble of making it look like it's been jerry-rigged with things from the wasteland. So,
awesome.
the air filter is like a Nuka-Cola can and stuff like that. It looks really cool. But yeah, that's the kind of level we're talking about. There's all sorts of things. There was one that had an Ewok design on it. There's all sorts of designs and stuff, and all different takes on it. It looks really cool. Go check it out. Even if you're not looking at buying, just looking at some of them, they're really cool.
Yeah, at least check them out and have a look.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. Well, that was my second one. So
wow. So out of a potential 4, we only doubled up once.
On one.
So 3. We had 3. There we go.
Not too bad.
Cool. Fallout
You're always getting
76. Consider yourself dusted.
Consider yourself done.
For at least this week, unless we want to talk about how shit the beta was.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Okay, move on.
Did anyone actually get a chance to? I wasn't able to go onto the beta just because of timing. Did either of you guys get it? We know Lucas didn't, because
I made my point. I made my point on Twitter. I said, essentially, to play in Australia, if you wanted to play the Fallout 76 beta, you either had to be on holidays, unemployed, or an insomniac. That was the only way you were going to get to play that beta. The timings were ridiculous. They were either...
We're all Americanized.
They were in the morning. They were all before sort of lunchtime, or 2 to 4 a.m.
Which is fine if it's a free beta. It's kind of disappointing, but not terrible. But the fact that you're paying to play the beta.
They have extended the times. So from when this will go out, which will be Sunday the 4th, if my counting's correct. Yeah, so on Sunday the 4th, you've got 8 a.m. to 12. And then Monday the 5th, you've got 5 a.m. to 12. So Yeah, still
Once
not
again, though, there's
not
still,
ideal,
there's
but
Yeah, still not great.
No.
still need to be off work. Like, sorry, I
Well,
left out one group of people. I don't want to make you feel like I've demonized you, but shift workers, you're in there as well.
yeah.
Also insomniacs.
Also insomniacs, kind of like that.
Because if you're still awake at that point, go to sleep.
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty.
Anyway,
Rem, do you have anything else to go through?
Just quickly, Games with Gold and PS Plus stuff.
Yes.
So Games with Gold for November. We've got Battlefield 1,
Mm-hmm.
which is free.
Yep.
We have Assassin's Creed 1, which I am downloading.
Is confusing.
Off-
Yeah.
Yeah, off the back of the conversation we were having the other week between us about some of the dialogue in the original game. I'm going to play it. It's slightly remastered, and I'm hoping that means the controls are not completely terrible anymore. I'm going to play as far as that, and I'm not guaranteeing any further. But, we'll see. There's also Dante's Inferno, just up, and Flipify's Race the Sun. So, obviously some of them will be in the earlier part of the month. So Battlefield 1 and Assassin's Creed are now available.
Yep.
And Dante's Inferno and Race the Sun will be available in the second half of the month.
Oh.
For
Radicus has
PlayStation.
put a good thing up in the chat. Battlefield 1's the first Games with Gold from EA. He believes. Possibly.
Yeah.
possibly, but I wouldn't hang my hat on that. Just
No, it sounds good.
between you, me, and the fence. Look, it sounds good. Let's go with it because it sounds good. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't hang my hat on it. Let's put it that way.
For PlayStation, a while ago, I put up a bit of a teaser as to what might be on board for November.
Yep.
That's all been confirmed. So we have Yakuza Kiwami and Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition on PS.
It's
Pretty
time
cool.
to go and
So if you're a
shoot
Yakuza...
yeah. It's time to go and
Yes.
Time to
kill
go
some
shoot
dicks.
some dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
There's also Jackbox Party Pack 2 and Arcade Series on PS3, and Burly Men at Sea and Roundabout on Vita. So yeah, some pretty good games
Burly
coming out.
Men
as
at Sea.
well. Burly Men at Sea, that sounds interesting.
Yes.
Look, I don't want to rain on Squirrels. Was it Squirrel that said it? Who said it?
Radicus.
Who said it? It was Radicus. I don't
Yeah.
want to rain on Radicus' parade, but it's not the first
Oh.
EA.
Oh.
We had one earlier in the year. We had Black on 360, which was also an EA game.
Ah.
That was earlier in the year. So, sorry, Radicus, but you are wrong. Lucky you didn't hang your hat on it, eh? Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure UFC has actually been previously has also been a Games with Gold at one point. So
Awesome.
anyway,
All right. Anything else, guys? I don't have anything more to go over. I've played too much Merge Planes, I guess.
Always.
But we're not going to talk about that.
No.
we don't have to. We all know what you're going through.
Yes, we all know.
You're on a path, and you have to travel alone.
I have to travel it alone. It's a long and dark and lonely path.
Because we are all traveling that path. Well, some of us still. Some of us have well and truly hacked our way off the path.
Some of us have cut that out of our lives very hard. It's called turkey or nothing, man.
I think it has to be. Just delete it.
Command and
Yes.
Conquer.
Command and
Never
Conquer.
go back. Never go back.
Command and Conquer. So, EA has confirmed that they are bringing out a reboot of Command and Conquer due to be released in 2020 for the 25th anniversary of the series.
A reboot.
And it will be on PC.
Nice.
No mobile games. Yeah, off the back of Command & Conquer Rivals, the fan base got very vocal about the fact that EA was kind of just pretty much wasting their time with the IP by bringing out this Rivals game, and they thought it was a bit of a slap in the face. And EA
Quite
said,
rightly
look,
so.
we've heard you, and we can confirm that for release in 2020, we are looking at rebooting the franchise, rebooting the series. So, look, here's hoping that we get a very decent and solid Command & Conquer game, the first one we've had in a long time. I'm excited.
And it'll
I'm
be
excited for the
$65
possibilities.
for the nod, $25 for the
GDI.
for the GDI.
And all DLCs will be $100 each.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, but look, I'm hopeful for the prospects.
Yes.
That's all I can say. Being that I'm a big Command & Conquer fan, I'm excited about it, but I also know that this could be. Look, it's
Psych.
25-year anniversary. Put your fucking money where your mouth is, EA, for once in your life, and you got plenty of money, so. And you got a big mouth, so fill it. For the two of them are pretty in proportion, so fucking get it right.
Get it done.
So I sent you guys a link during the week for the Boxed Arc Pro Steer prototype controller.
You did?
I did.
Oh, yeah, you did. I
You
didn't
obviously
look at
missed.
Yeah,
You didn't. There you
he was
go.
on the ball.
Well, for those like Pat who don't know, so there's a company called Boxed Art, and they've brought out a prototype controller called the Pro Steer, which is a steering controller, or as it's technically known, a multi-single access controller. Axis, not access, axis.
Like 6-axis.
Yes, like 6-axis. Only it's a multi. I don't know how it's a multi-single axis. How can you have a
Multi-two-single?
No, it just says multi-single,
Mm.
which is weird. But anyway, tautology, whatever. So let me describe it for you. Picture a controller,
Done.
and the
Done.
horns on the bottom are a little bit longer,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're sort of joined together at the bottom by a straight bit at the bottom, sort of giving it a similar shape to like. And for those of you who don't know what the shape of a Formula One steering wheel is, I apologize. Google it. It's kind of that shape.
Okay.
Then you've got the buttons where they normally are, the sticks where they normally are. But what you can do is when you hold it, and you kind of hold it similarly to like you would a steering wheel, when you shift you can move your hands up and down individually, and it pivots. This bar on the bottom pivots, and then imagine the centerpiece of your console then also pivots on the two handle horns sort of things.
Okay.
So it sort of turns into sort of a trap, like a not trapezoid, sort of diamond shape. Sort of goes from being a square shape to a diamond shape kind of thing. And it mechanically measures the angle at which you twist, I guess, this controller, and it acts like a steering wheel that's not fixed to anything. So instead of like controller steering wheel-esque things that use like a motion sensor and you kind of turn the controller like a steering wheel and it uses a motion sensor to pick up, this is actually using the twisting to measure the steering. So it can actually then give you things like a mechanical steering feel and like a centralizing torque, and you'll still get haptic feedback, which is your vibration. So you can kind of get it. They can probably sort of work into a bit of force feedback into it, unlike you can with, say, like a Wii remote, where you plug it into a steering wheel shaped adapter and just steered kind of thing. And there's no sort of connection between what you're doing in the game and what you're doing with your hands. Now that they can do this, they can sort of give it a bit of a feedback, I guess. Why you're asking? Why are they designing this? It's going to be cheaper than buying a steering wheel setup, and it's a little bit more versatile than a steering wheel setup. When you get a steering wheel, you've kind of got to have somewhere to mount it, especially the new ones these days.
Yeah.
They're getting that sort of high tech that you have to have them sort of hard mounted to something, because the feedback alone will be, you can't have it sitting on your lap anymore. It'll either break your hands or break your legs.
Well, even just to give you an idea there, I've got the G29 steering wheel, which is a full feedback wheel, and even having it connected to the desk is a problem.
Yes.
Just because of the vibration.
They're really, they're really geared to you needing like a full cockpit setup,
which I have now.
Yeah. Shut up. But like by the time that you buy a steering wheel and the pedal box and everything like that, and then you buy a rig to attach it to, like these aren't cheap setups. You quite like, even if you're doing it on the cheap, you're dropping hundreds on the cheap.
Yep.
Thousands if you don't mind splashing cash around. Whereas this will be, it might be a fairly expensive controller, but it's definitely going to be cheaper than a driving setup. And it's one that you can use in your own comfy lounge chair or wherever it is you play. You don't need to then set up around like I said, a driving rig. You can play it where you set up now. So, look, if you're interested, boxdark.com is their website. It is still a prototype, but I've signed up to get notifications as they go further through the prototype process. But there's videos of them using it. The video I saw, they were driving on back, checking out this with it.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks legit.
Awesome.
So
well, check it out, guys, and we'll
they're going to be doing a Kickstarter soon, apparently, as well.
All right.
So they're going to do some crowdfunding to obviously get a bit more dollars behind them. So, but it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like racing games. It's definitely worth a look. So
cool.
So yeah.
What else we got? Anything else there?
All right. One quick little thing. Forza Horizon 4. Mm-hmm. I mentioned last week that the Root creator.
The Root creator.
Boom Chicka Wow Wow was released last week.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, obviously, lots of people have been very creative, as I said they would be. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to one person who's created what is known as the Goliath, what he's touting as the Super Goliath. It's a full 40-mile race within the map. It pretty much traces just about every part of the map, every sort of area of the map. It does a tour to UK in a sense. Each lap takes about 15 minutes to negotiate with a fairly fast car.
Yep.
He was saying that it would. He was going to I saw his tweet, and he was saying if he did 50 laps, it was going to be over 13 hours of racing.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, a shout out to his. I assume his gamer tag is the same as his Twitter handle, but it's Super GT on Twitter. Yeah, check it out. It's a pretty cool map. I like it.
So how many miles is it?
40.
And it takes 15 minutes. Miles. 15 minutes to do a lap.
Yep.
So Nürburgring is 41-ish miles.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So
I think. Hold on.
But
No,
this,
I've-
compared to the Nürburgring, is pretty technical.
No. Cancel that.
And that's
I've,
saying something.
I've mathed the wrong way.
Oh, hang on. Hang on.
Yeah.
40. No, the
No. Shh.
Nürburgring's not 40 miles.
Delete this bit, Lucas.
I just thought about that. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. I've mathed incorrectly on that one.
Yep. Want to try again, or do you want to take two? Do you want to edit that out, or
No, screw
no?
it.
Just leave it. Just
I'm
die.
just ignoring the maths right now.
Okay, cool.
It's too late for that shit.
Yeah, cool.
Rightio, editing Lucas here, stepping in. Now, look, you can't just say it's 40 miles, oops, no, that was wrong, and then not give the correct one, because I'm thinking, what was it? So instead of just using math, because I'm really bad at maths, I just Googled it. It's 25,947 meters long. So let's call that 26 kilometers long. How about that? Back to you guys in the show.
Anyway,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Nice. Rem, anything else from you?
No, that's it.
No? All right, guys. Well, that was video game discussion. Now, next on the list is everybody's favourite segment, What's That Sound? All right. What's that sound from last week? Do you remember that one, Rem?
Nope.
Nope.
No. I don't remember. I don't remember what I did yesterday.
Oh. All right. Well, here you go. I'll boot it up and see if this jogs your memory.
Okay, this is gonna be the way.
Do you remember now?
Yes, I
So
remember that now.
Squirrel reckons it was death by Snoo.
Death by Snoo Snoo. That does sound good.
I don't remember the last time you had Snoo Squirrel, but it sounded a lot better than that last time I had Snoo. But anyway,
Well, that was, of course, Until Dawn. I don't know who it was. It was in an underground section where something jumped out at someone. Very technical explanation for that.
I was gonna say, I got that much.
yeah.
I didn't get the name of the game.
I think
wasn't I think I tried to guess that. That was the game I couldn't think of the name of.
Yeah, well, you and Lucas ended up saying it at the end, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaz hasn't played more than 2 minutes. Tinder's apparently wild these days.
Could I?
Caught in a screw.
Man, Tinder. That
All
sounds
right.
like the Klansmen that you found. They were man Tinder, weren't they?
I think they might have been.
Whoa.
Oh, too soon?
Too soon.
May those redneck racists rest in peace.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Well, I think the only person that sent through a correct answer was Zach Courtney. So big shout out to him. I don't know if anyone else has. If they have, I'll apologise and flame me somewhere, and I'll bring it up next week. Anyway, on to this week's What's That Sound? This is another one of Lucas's, so I've got no idea. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Give it a crack.
Get her done.
I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Ooh, I noticed that one.
I was gonna say,
That sounds like
It does, doesn't
really?
it?
yeah.
That wasn't what I was thinking, but
What were you thinking, Rem?
I'm pretty sure that this is a game that I haven't played either way. But
Mm-hmm.
to me, that sounded like it might have been from Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5. Oh, that was good. I was also thinking The Witcher.
Really?
But
Let's play that again.
let's play
it again, Sam.
I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
I know I've played this game because I recognize the line, but like I couldn't tell you exactly who it is, but my guess is it's.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well.
That would be insane planning by Lucas.
It would
not
be.
overly. Like,
Well, if he's given you these games well in advance.
Yeah,
Like,
he has.
He knew the release date and he knew how many to file off. Like,
Yeah.
look,
editing
it's-
Lucas, did you plan that?
Did you plan this?
I
So
have
we've
faith that he was that cunning.
Well, in the chat we've got Radicus, Kaz, and Skrill are all saying. Oh,
Wow. No, we really need to stop because Lucas is going to be mad on the.
yeah. All right. Well, for those playing along at home, I'll play it once more for you.
I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
There we go. That's what's that sound for this week. If you know the answer, shoot us the details over on Discord, send us a direct message or a direct message on Facebook. And
Kaz
give you a shout.
has it.
Oh,
He's even like written the rest of the quote there
Complete dialogue.
with
Yeah.
like between the two people. He's
well done, Kaz. Could we say
Well
well
done.
done, Google?
Yeah.
maybe
Google for the win.
he's pretty good. He was on top of it.
Kaz, you need a girlfriend apparently.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Well, on to that was what's that sound. On to last words. All right, guys. Who the said that? Who are
Dunno.
you that do not know your history?
You want to try again? Sorry,
Preempt you
I
much.
just felt like just stamping on it.
No, that's fine because I'm sitting here giggling along with the chat. Again, you know, everyone that's listening, if you want to listen to us live, come and let us know because we've always got these wonderful, wonderful lunatics with us. Just,
God, they talk some shit. They really do.
but it's all
think we're
brilliant
bad.
stuff.
Yeah, look. Yeah, we got nothing on these dudes. We should let them run the podcast one day. You think this is anarchy? No way.
Well, this week's who the fuck said that? Who are you that do not know your history? What if I said it was a Fallout game?
Fallout game?
Mmm.
So
If I remember correctly, I think it's your favourite Fallout game. Well, not favourite, because that'd
So,
be
and if you say that, then the person that I jump to is it Henry Eaton?
No,
It's not Henry Eaton.
it's not Henry Eaton.
Is it Three Dog? Because it's Three Dog, I'm walking out. I'm out on this shit.
No, it's Ulysses from Vegas.
Ah, right. So
Yes.
that is, you're right. That is my. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Fallout, but it is my preferred 3D
Preferred
first-person
one.
Fallout.
Yes.
So yeah,
The last of the good ones.
kind of. The last of the good ones was 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like 3 and I like Vegas. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. So that's who the said that. Good old Ulysses.
Yeah. Good old Ulysses.
All right, guys. Any last words this week?
Yeah. Look, I've got some.
Roll them off.
So it's not really gaming related; it's more movie related. But I think people in this forum will understand what I'm getting at. So I have a problem with animated movies.
Hmm?
I think, especially animated movies that have a rating of M or above, I feel like the people that make them are a little bit confused about who their audience is. So
Okay.
I watched the movie last night, and you know, it looked promising. It was new on Netflix. It's a Batman movie. It's
Batman.
Batman Ninja. Have you watched it yet?
No.
Okay.
Probably for the same reasons that you're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, so I watched it, and look, I love the art style. I love the premise. Not as a whole, but I liked the premise. But to give you an idea of what's going on, Gorilla Grodd creates a Quake engine, which then manages to suck himself, Batman, Robin, Red Robin, Nightwing, Red Mask, Catwoman, and a bunch of other bad guys like Deathstroke and Two-Face, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Joker, and Harley into feudal Japan. And they all sort of drop in at different time frames, and Batman, of course, is the last person to drop in. So the stage is already kind of set where all the bad guys have picked up a piece of land and are all trying to conquer each other and create a one Japan, so to speak. Anyway, there's some really good elements to this movie. Like it had a lot of promise. Some of the samurai ninja sort of blending with the Batman and even with the bad guys. It was really cool, and it was really going somewhere, I thought. And then all of a sudden there was giant robots and monkeys and bats coming together to make a giant Batman, and I was just like, what the fuck happened to this? What the fuck happened to this movie, right? It's not a fucking Saturday morning cartoon where you can get away with the kids are watching and get away with it. Oh yeah, of course bats can create a giant Batman and punch through a gigantic robot and break it in half, kind of thing. No, that's bullshit. That's like I said, that's Saturday morning cartoon shit. That's not an M-rated animated film fucking thing. So I feel like creators sometimes with animated movies get a little bit fucking sort of mixed up about who their audience is. They've got a movie that is rated for adults, and they're making Saturday morning kids cartoon shit, which, you know, for some people that's cool, but fucking yes, I'm aware that fucking Batman isn't real, Radicus. I'm also aware that, you know, you need just a little bit of fucking tangibleness to the fucking story, where everything has been really real and gritty up to a point, and then there's some fucking crazy ass fucking bat monkey shit going on afterwards. So yeah, I end up being a little bit disappointed with the film. I know it's a little bit off topic, but I felt like this was a good place to vent my frustration with the movie.
Screw what grinds
probably
Grejio's
not
gears?
saying anything other than, you know what really grinds my gears?
Yep.
But yeah, so look, if you agree with me, like if you've seen it and you're like, Greg knows what he's talking about. He's right. This is bullshit. Let us know. But you know, you can also if you've seen it and gone, no, Greg's completely lost his rocker. He was clearly half asleep when he was watching it, and yeah, I was. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, let me know as well. But yeah, I don't know. Do you find Pat? I know you've watched a lot of the Batman cartoons. I know you like Batman, so
Yes.
you watch a lot of the Batman cartoons. Do you find that this is a problem?
No. I really enjoy the WB animated universe. The last one with Constantine was a bit how you going, but the story arc, and I'm not sure if Batman Ninja continues this arc. Sorry, the one where Robin turns out to be Batman's son, and he takes him on board. And
Well, it's quite possible because like Robin's like 6 years old by the looks of it.
yeah, well, yeah, I think he's like a preteen sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then that offsets to the Teen Titans as well. So that's all encompasses that whole area. And those ones I've been really enjoying, but something about Batman Ninja, and I actually think it's the art style that I haven't gone into it yet.
Oh, that to me that was on point. I thought the art style was perfect for the movie, especially for the set. Yeah, I thought they did. I think they did a marvelous job on that. Me personally, that's just it's one of the things they got right, in my opinion.
All right, cool. Well, I've got it there. It's in my list. I'll be checking it out soon, but not before I watch season 2 of Castlevania.
Yeah.
Because that's good, and that's well up there for being aimed at the correct audience, I'll say, because that's quite on point with the game, with the lore, with how it all works. I really enjoy it. But Rem, how about yourself? Any last words this week?
Not really. Other than, Greg, do we have a new, what am I looking for? Clue?
Theme,
Yeah.
code word.
Actually,
Code
we
word.
have a new theme because that was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Mm.
Someone guessed it.
Hmm.
Someone got it right.
Someone
So-
did.
Who was it?
So, Mr. Skrill, the Skrillinator, the Skrill Master, the Master of the Skrillatola, he is the man that did it. So, he came back to me after last week's recording, and he put a guess down, and it was bang on the money.
Nice.
So,
Yes, Grill. Go team.
so for those that are wondering what the theme was, because you're scratching your heads and going, I couldn't work it out. It was sorry, just choking on myself here.
Oh,
All right, so it's that all the games that were listed, the characters, all the main characters were going on a quest to rescue their, quote, princesses. So, of the clues we had, Halo. So, he's forever generally trying to save Cortana, who's his quote-unquote princess. We obviously had Mario, who's always on a quest for Princess Peach. Link is always after Zelda. Guybrush Threepwood is after the female pirate that he's fallen in love with, and her name escapes me now, but gets captured by LeChuck.
Yeah,
He has to save her.
That's Shebrush.
Shebrush, yeah. And the last one was Garcia Hotspur. Now, I had to Google that one because I needed a Halloween one for that week, and essentially his girlfriend gets taken by demons, and the whole story is him trying to save her from the demonic realm. So yeah, that was the last theme, and Skrull got it. So he won the right to pick the next theme, and this week's code word is Konami, and the clue is Silent Hill Homecoming.
Games that were never made.
What? Silent Hill Homecoming was definitely made.
Yeah, but the next one wasn't.
Okay.
so the last of it, is that what you're saying? The last of a game.
Yeah, the last Silent Hill game, which is what PT was the demo for, was cancelled.
Mm.
All right.
So
No,
the answer's no. Is what I'm getting at.
No.
No, Snoogs. Shut up. You didn't jag it. Okay.
Sorry.
Good try.
Good try.
I was just like, but they did make that damn game. What are you talking about? And then you're like, no. No, that's not it. No. So, Silent Hill Homecoming. That's your clue. And Konami is this week's code word. So, yeah. Get
Awesome.
thinking. Though it's a bit hard with one
Mine
clue.
too.
But if you
Listen next
jag it,
week.
but if you jag it, by all means, I'll give you a mad prop for that one. Just do a better job than Snoogs.
All right. Well, does anyone else have anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
I
All
think I'm
done.
good.
Dusted. Well, that's it for another week. Thank you very much to everyone who's listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks to our live listeners who are chatting along like the wonderful lunatics that they are. Kaz, Radicus, and Skrill, always here, always saying, always active over on our Discord channel and Facebook page. Thank you very much, guys. It's always been fantastic. Thanks to you, Rem and Grejio, for everything that you do and for joining me here tonight. To all our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics that we have discussed on this show on our Facebook page or on the Discord channel. Links are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me. As always, I'm Snoogs.
I'm Remutha.
And I have been Grejio.
Now to go and talk about deviant things that happen in Red Dead. Turtles!
See ya. Peace.
Well, here we are once again at the end of this week's show. If you're still hungry for more video game content, then head over to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page and give us a like. We also have a heavy presence over on Twitter and YouTube, and their links are waiting for you in the podcast description. This podcast is available for your convenience through Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and more. Thanks again for listening. Catch you all on the next episode of the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast. Alrighty, so how about some time for some extra content from Editing Lucas. Now, this one we take with a grain of salt, but I'm getting this news here from the Polygon.com website, and it's about PT, you know, that playable teaser that was about Silent Hills, but was cancelled well before anywhere near the end of production was achieved. Anyway, PT unleashes new wave of terror after rumour that Konami has disabled it. Right, well, there have been some reports that went around the internet saying that there was a bit of a stealth update to the game which pushed it to version 1.01, and this stopped the game from launching. And also, for those that don't know, PT was a free demo, but when the game was cancelled, it stopped. You were no longer able to download the game. However, if you already had it purchased, so to speak, from the PlayStation Store and kept it installed on your system, you were able to continue playing it at will. Now, look, if you deleted the game, you were never able to get it back. My unfortunate situation is I had it installed, however, I wanted to upgrade my hard drive in my PlayStation 4 to a 2 terabyte, and away with it went my copy of PT. But yes, what they're saying is that this little update that was pushed out on the 22nd of October 2018 changes the game to version 1.01 and changes it to ineligible to start, which usually what you would do is you would go into the settings on the PS4 and restore licenses. However, that doesn't fix this issue. The patch is supposedly there designed to stop you from playing this game. Sounds like a kind of a dick move. However, seems like it might be an isolated incident or just flat out rubbish, because This report on Polygon.com states that they've tried it and it's still stating that it is version 1.00. And when requesting the update, it says that you have the most current up-to-date version of this game, and it still launches for these people. So whether there was only a batch of these patches sent out to certain regions and not others, maybe as a test to see if it worked, or maybe it never happened at all, and maybe this is just a little bit of clickbait from some fancy internet arseholes. Although the internet has responded saying that, well, it's not surprising, it is very Konami for this to happen, because Konami are, well, probably not the most liked publishers or developers or whatever you want to call them at this time in video game worlds. But yeah, there you go. That's an interesting thing. I would dare say, if anybody listening to this, if you have a playable version of PT on your console, I would suggest going into your settings and turning off automatic updates. It's a little bit of a pain because you'll have to update all of your other games manually when you go to play them. So it probably will be annoying. But if you really want to keep that PT playable, I would suggest you do that. If at all possible, if you've got it on an old standard PS4 and you want to upgrade, go and get yourself a new console and keep that old one with PT on it disconnected from the internet completely. Depends on how hardcore you are if you want to keep playing PT. There's a lot of people out there still streaming PT, so it could be very important to keep this thing playable. So you might want to go and get yourself a new console. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting little piece of news, and I thought I would just add it into extra content at the end of this week's show. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching, I better check my windows. Thank you very much for listening to the whole show, and sticking around for this extra content. Oh, I hope there's not too many listening, because I'm not editing this. All right, I'm editing Lucas, and I'll see you next time. Bye.